Welcome back to XCOM. This is Avenger. Don't remember what they were doing. Significant. I don't know. Are they landed or just very slow? Oh, no, they're slow. I'll shoot them down with this guy. See if they go into the desert. Be helpful. They did. It's just checking that was my squad with the better people in it, because you know you don't want to waste a good training mission on your bad people. I have to leave that till the next day, I think. You know, I'd rather not do a night mission. I keep everyone with flares, but that's more so for bases. And for when, in spite of my best efforts, I get stuck on a night mission anyway. Can't be good to be sending a battleship. Where are they? Yeah, wait till they're not in farm area. Maybe a forest would be good. Or, well, wait to see if they go over the ice. Looks like they will. Yeah. Hold it too soon. Ah, forest it is then. Send my good squad against them. Hold on, 12. Do I have any reinforcements available? 1. Do I have any captains here? Yeah, my training's still been quite slow. Yeah. Seems that's the best I'm getting. Hold on, I do have the enough equipment. Just got to make sure. Yeah, 14. 14 rifles is enough for 13 people. Especially considering 2 of them have blaster launchers. It's my research going. Not that quick. Still, I think that's the last research I need in the game, so yeah. I don't know how intense the resistance on the Mars base will be, but I think it would still be ideal if A, I maybe waited to get a few more squad members, and B, if I built some of the like the new tanks that I've unlocked, although maybe that requires extra research, I'm not sure. But if it does need extra research, that'll also be a good time to get more captains or higher. But I think captains should be good enough. Been playing a game called Potion Craft recently. Find it very fun. It has a, I would say, pretty repetitive gameplay loop. But the thing is, it has kinda problem solving and stuff. Definitely not to the same intensity as, say, Zachtronics games, where you have a lot of different interlocking kind of factors to consider. It's simpler problem solving, but on a kind of larger scale, you could say. But yeah, it's still fun figuring out, efficient ways to meet what the customers are asking for. I also played, though this only took 2 or 3 days. Recently I've been playing, played, not playing, what's the name of it? It's by the same people who made Quadrilateral Cowboy. Having a blank. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't be moving these people. It's like about space pirates or something. Oh no, hold on, I'll break from here for a moment and then check what it is. Oh. Breaking now. Okay, I'm back. The name of the game is Skin Deep. And I didn't check this, but if I remember correctly, the name of the publisher is Bendo Games. Yeah, again, they're kind of problem-solving games, though I would say Skin Deep is more of a combat game than just problem-solving. Well, no, that's an incorrect description. It's a problem-solving game about combat. Or about, like a Doom game. It's a stealth game, but with problem solving. Hitman, you could say. So, similar to that, actually. I hadn't thought of the correlation until now, but yeah, you're having to find things in your environment that can efficiently kill people. Or even having optional mission objectives that you can do, but you don't have to. It's another likeness. Okay, I'm gonna keep this guy down here in decent cover. Oop. They can take a shot. He shoots. He doesn't score. Now he's left out in the open. Fantastic. He can shoot that. He can't shoot. He's got a shot. If only he could shoot. And they can't for who knows why. There we go. Okay, good. Took long enough. Anyway, but yeah, Skin Deep, good game. Not that long. I finished it in 2 days, I think, maybe 3. And that's not playing full days. That's just I think maybe I played 1 day on the weekend, but or 2. But at least one of those days was not complete, so yeah. Not a very long game, as was their previous game, Quadrilateral Cowboy. I feel like there's a third name in the title, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, good games though. Quite good. Both have good problem solving, and I like the atmosphere is decent, and they use the id 4 game engine, which is quite dated. I think it's a similar age to Source, maybe. No one uses the Source anymore, really, for new developments. I don't think. The newest development might have been Portal 2, though you could correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, not that much used, so hasn't been used for development for around a decade, I'd say. But yeah, they use id 4 because they say it's old. That means it's old compared to machines and has very minimal performance requirements, and whatever bugs it has are very well known and easy to work around. And it's not exactly like software practices have moved towards making software with less bugs. So yeah, the odds are that newer software would have the same amount of bugs as old software. It would just be different and unknown bugs. Though, of course, for some applications that's useful, like if you're making security-related software, it's very helpful for the bugs to be unknown. But for game engines and, well, just about any library, it's helpful to know the bugs, because then you can work around them. But yeah, it's sound logic, but they are, I think, quite alone in that practice. So honestly, I'm working, I don't know if I've said on here already or not, but I'm making a kind of platform translation kernel, a kernel interface, you could say. So an interface to the hardware. Yeah, if you wanna sound silly. Which there are lots of people would probably think that it sounds silly, but I have a use for making my own library, which is that it will support the Amiga. Again, people probably think that's silly, but I want to be able to make old Amiga software, because I do. But yeah, it'll support that, but also, it's just kind of a high-level interface that's structured in a way that's intuitive to me. So it will be easier for me to use than using some weird kernel framework that's been, or weird kernel interface that's been hacked together over the last 20 or 30 years. This will be a lot more succinct, and the functionality will be more locked together, because, it's being made in one step. And although I'm making it in a modular way so that it can be expanded pretty easily after completion, I'm planning to have a lot of functionality just out of the door, so that I hopefully won't need to add that much to it. And that will help with the hack together stuff. Like, it can be more monolithic, and all of the functionality can be more interwoven and working better together. So yeah. Then again, I say there will be interwoven. Although I'm trying to make it modular, there are some aspects that very much aren't. Like, for instance, the DOS system within the library. I'm thinking that will all just be function-based, and that will be kind of hard-coded. Because, some operating systems, for instance, they have the ability to replace DOS functions within their kernel, but I can't really see why I would need a module to replace DOS functions. Like, in the library, if you wanted to replace the DOS functions with something else, you can just, or like some other developer, if I choose to make it open source, though I don't think I will, they can just choose to make a fork of the library and write different DOS functions. Or if it's a software to be installed that wants to kind of link its own DOS functions, the library will be, the different modules will be in different DLLs is the plan, unless you choose to statically link it. So if you wanted to, for instance, replace a DLL that the operating system had for the library, like replace the DOS functions that are already installed, just provide a different DLL with your app, and you don't have to provide any of the rest of it. So yeah. But yeah, that stuff's just kind of hard linked. I could make a thing with a kind of, a 2-level pointer system, where the library has hard-coded pointer locations in RAM that can then be changed. The pointer can be changed by a function to go to different, other functions. I don't want to go through the difficulty of, why do I run out of fuel so fast? Oh right, yeah, the Avenger does have lower. Anyway, I don't want to go through all the trouble of potentially having to, deal with functions. For instance, if an app linked a different DOS function, like a replacement, but didn't put it in shared memory, and then something else wanted to use that DOS function, what happens then? It's not a potential weird thing, and potential errors that I just want to kind of leave out of things. So yeah, I'm opting to just have all that hard-coded. Still, the idea is it can easily be expanded. Most of the stuff will be pretty public, pretty open. Public, I'm talking in terms of the software. Again, I've said I don't really plan on open source. But yeah, it'll be pretty open so that things can easily be added. Ooh, hello. Oh right, yeah, this is Battleship. So that means these will be floaters. Yep. Cold up before I even saw them. Trying to remember what the terror unit was linked to. And I did remember. Yeah, throw down some smoke, because based on the success I'm having so far, odds are the rest of this won't go too much better. And I'm going to just try using my heavy artillery on that guy. The blast launcher just works. And that's what I like about it. Bearing in mind not to keep too large groups of people, because I fully expect the enemy to have blast launchers. As much as I love them, using them to great effect, the enemy also loves using them to blow up half the people on the map all at once, their own squad included, so but still. My people are far more valuable to me than their people are to them, because obviously the game director, you could call it in modern terms, can just spawn in more aliens, so yeah, not really a problem for them to lose some. As for me to spawn in more people, it costs, a fraction of my now pretty much unlimited budget, but more so they train ridiculously slowly. That's not the best. I've no idea who can see them. Oh, there's two there. Maybe this guy can see him? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, he reloaded already. That was productive. I'll try coming in from above. There we go. That was the effect I was hoping for. How's this guy have... Oh, right, yeah, he was the guy who reloaded. I thought I was fine with the guy who hadn't reloaded. But I remembered I fired with them originally, because they haven't reloaded. And it scares me. Lamb is kind of a meat that has a better, I would say, a more vibrant aftertaste than it does an actual, proper taste, main taste. And especially in comparison to other meats, like proportionally and in absolute terms, I would say. Because like when you're eating it, really not that flavourful, like it's pretty plain. But then after you eat it, you can taste it in your mouth with, I would say, the same degree, if not a bit more taste than what it actually has when you're eating it, for many hours afterwards. Yeah, it's quite a good thing, I think. Ooh, nice shot. That's what you get for being a commander. That's me, I'm the commander. And for surviving when, anyone else quite rightfully should have died. As much as my tactics have worked, on beginner difficulty, a lot of people have died for them, so, yeah. And I'm sure they would have been in a base attack at some point, so yeah. Multiple, actually, so surviving all of them is, double good. That's an official term, don't you know? Double good. I will move them a level up just so they are protected against that guy. That will make them more vulnerable to laser fire. I don't think anyone will come down the other way to walk out and then, have time to fire on them afterwards. One of these guys, this guy can be the one on the roof with the motion scanner. Though that's of little use in a ship this big, with the amount of detail the motion scanner gives you. It's still better than nothing. Especially when you're finding the final few aliens. When there's few in the ship, you can use the scanner more effectively, of course. I've been doing a project about learning music composition, like a personal project, recently. I know you'll probably won't care about this, but whatchamacallit, because you're lacking 100% of the context. Have not mentioned it until now. I'm just vocalizing what I'm thinking about. Anyway, whatchamacallit. Yeah, I'm doing music composition. I've had a plan to just kind of read theory and then incrementally make changes to what I'm doing based on that theory. Because, I already know some basic music. I've never taken a class, but I know how to read sheet music, though I'm certainly not fast at it. Like, I have to count lines unless I've been doing stuff for more than like 10-20 minutes, and then I can have in my working memory what the lines are, but I don't have I haven't memorised what the different lines and empty parts on a staff are. I just remember what I forget the term, the glyph at the start, like how it can be a bass thing or a treble. I remember what note that indicates, and then I can count from there. I just know the basics of that, and time signature, tempo, all that. But I've been looking online for things. I've learnt how to use a piece of software, LMMS. Though that's not for sheet music, that's kind of more strictly digital stuff, but still helpful to know the basics. Plus I knew that already, so didn't have to put any effort into learning it. Yeah, there's that. I've done like some basic drum beats, which I already kind of know how to do, and I've done one kind of bass thing. I've got a plan for a time schedule that I want to get stuff done in, and this wasn't in the plan, but I think maybe it would be a good idea to analyse some music, because right now I'm purely making stuff. I think it would also be good to practice, I've learned what bass is. Practice analysing music and picking out what's the bass, and then maybe also composing from memory, writing down what the notes were in there, even if it's not the same instrument, and that it'll be good to get a feel for that. But yeah. I think that's the middle. Okay, so there's a line going between 4 up and 4 right. So I take it then that I am centered. Maybe not. Not sure. That's centered. So 4 right, 5 up. seems fine. I don't know, just check that this guy's on the center line. And that this guy's on the center line. Can be my anchor points. If only he had enough time. That would be a thing for next turn. They'll have full time units, I can just react. Okay. Now, forward. Forward. Oh, that's another entry point. Not gonna bother with it though. Am I centered? I don't know. Four behind this guy and four to the left of this guy. Yeah, that seems right. So then hold on. He's facing down, down's that way, so then that's right, left, up. I thought it was 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Anyway, remember up is top right. Still don't have a good sense of direction in this game. Get these guys into better positions before breaching. Ooh. Mistake. These guys won't have much time units, but be afforded decent protection by the others. The policy of good enough. This guy will watch there in case anyone comes down. Okay. So they'll be able to fire on a Reaper. Yep, there they are. It is done. Expecting another. Seems I expected wrong. Won't keep too many up there. So if a blast launcher comes, I'll be entirely screwed. A few down here just waiting to enter and fill in the blanks next turn. And I'll just check that I haven't left anyone hovering. I hope not. They survived that. Seems they entirely survived that. That's impressive. Anyway, who's sneaking up on me? There he is. Pew. Dead. One shot, one kill, as the kids say these days. Oh wait, hold on, I should check this. Okay, so one out that door, one that way. All around. Oh, so they'll be in that room. This guy will be outside the door, yes. Not able to fire though. Leave that till next turn. With hopefully decent reaction. So if that guy comes in, everyone should be able to fire at him. Hopefully. Actually, no. I was thinking I'd put them in a less exposed spot, but, because, you know, they're my best person, but I'll just hope they react well enough, because they've lived this long, surely they'll, you know, you call the odds, they'll continue living. There we go. Not fast enough, sadly. Lost me some good expensive armour and a captain, which is actually the more valuable asset at this point of the game because, you know, I have unlimited budget and workshop space. Something I love to mention repetitively, in case you can't tell. Yeah, dead. Yeah. Hello, corpse. My name's Dad. Ah ha ha. Ah ha 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 ha. See like flies going around it because it's a corpse. I think there'll be someone out in that corridor. I thought wrong. Looking out this way. Great reaction fire though, dude. So proud. So that's... No, 5 right. Okay, so 5, 6 and 7, 0. That'll be in the... I think, rather inconveniently. Hello. In that convenient spot. Again, fantastic reaction farmer, dude. So is that the purpose of these orange things? Is it to just nullify any instinct that they have to react? Be like Napoleonic times, they just stand there and, you know, most courteously accept being fired upon by the enemy. No, that's not actually how it was, but people... not actually. But that's how people see it as, yeah. So, technically my reference was incorrect. I say, calling myself dumb. In the nerd voice. Ironic. Hello, that looks to be a blaster launcher, I think. Do you have a license for that? You got your nuclear rocket launcher license? I expect that will be clear then. Still check this one because there's like always an alien there. If memory serves correctly. So even if they're not moving, they're probably there. Idiot. Well, what is it that I say about, you know, killing how much the aliens love to kill themselves? Well, they're just reiterating the point, in case you didn't catch it the first time. Didn't even enter the room. It's like, you know, my troops are just walking up to it. They just hear a big boom, and then they just walk in and find a corpse. No, you got to tell the suicide bombers that they're meant to do it once the soldiers arrive, not before. Ooh, and there's another guy waiting, ever so patient. Hello. Good job keeping the fuel cell intact. 2 people. Terrible. Very good amount of alloy from that, but still very little Illyrium, annoyingly. And it is weird that they have, like, late game grenades, because, you know, I get that they're really powerful, but really just the time disadvantage of using them is bad. And, you know, people use the kind of grenade carrying rookies earlier in the game, but when you're facing late game aliens with, like, mind control especially, they're more of a liability than anything, so yeah. I think late game grenades is a weird balancing idea, especially considering that blast launchers exist, so yeah. Maybe have time for one more mission? I'm sure. Also, 0 promotions. Don't know what's happening to the training, but it certainly isn't good. A good mission to end on, hopefully. And the caption before this, the day of that dreadful mission. Like they're having documentaries about things. Don't know, the first guy didn't see that. Ooh. It's like they've got lots of different angles. Guessing the UFO's that direction then. From what I've noticed, they tend to be, you know, sprinkled around the UFO. Kind of density decreasing. That was very quick. Maybe you can go for another when it comes up in time, which it did. Let's just use the regular interceptors. Gee, I'm really doubtful that they have a ship called the Alien Abductor. That would be more suitable for hold on, no, let's start again. It would suck if they had a ship called the Alien Abductor that they use for abduction missions. That would make my job a lot harder, wouldn't it? Hey. It's a good thing that such a ship doesn't exist, seeing as it never responds to missions. That's sarcasm, in case you can't tell. Like in brackets. That's in the script. How long will that take? A while, methinks. 7 hours. That'd be... do 1 AM. Yeah, good. So... I'd hit the break-even point next month on my current budget. Kept going. There we go. I can send these guys out. And that's a medium. Yeah. Some of my good people there, maybe they can get some decent experience. What happened there? When they're about to go. Actually, no, I'll do that after. The adventure's quite fast. As are their reactions. Okay. Another one. This mission will be just as quick as the last one. Won't get time to have any fun. Okay. These rookies have been quite on point. So something must be wrong. Poison the water supply. They put brain growing juice in the water supply. You say, oof, ouch. My brain is growing too much. And I'm thinking maybe by the time of the final mission I could send sergeants if I don't have enough captains to fill in the ranks, because, you know, I think with the, you know, the risk of, I'm not sure exactly how the mechanics work, but I think since I've given them all decent psionic strength, and I think since they're all decently high rank, all of their morale won't be a problem, and they won't be mind controlled and all that, so I think it won't be a risk to bring sergeants along. Just that obviously they won't be as proficient, perhaps, as captains would be. But I think that was only really a problem on the Sky Rangers, where I had a more limited squad size. On the Avengers, just, you know, bring everyone who's possible to Mars. Far larger squads. Yeah, won't bother getting anyone else out. Just keep this moving along. Yep. Again. There we go. Leave them there for reaction fire. You know, it's occurred to me, I'm probably unintentionally filtering out the people with bad reaction fire by the time they get to the rank of captain. Because the thing is, I'm not playing it super cautiously, like, you know, stacking up people using motion grenades and all that. I move people fast enough so that, you know, these videos aren't 10 hours long. It's complete a mission. Yeah, I move them fast and just kind of depend on their reaction fire to be functional, such that if I get one or two people there, I'm hoping one of them will fire. But that means over time, the people who have bad reaction fire will very definitely die, as I put them in a situation where they depend on their reaction fire and it doesn't work. So by the time they get to captain, you know, I can depend on their reaction fire, for the most part. And so they die less. Probably why, you know, the Emma Vandermeer, I even remember their name, has lived so long, so they just have good reaction fire. I should think that would be my assumption. Without checking the stats. No way to be certain. Yeah. I assume, before even checking, that that would be a truth. Seems pretty clear. Just stick a few people in here. Seems it's not clear. Fantastic. bring out the motion scanner. That'd be 9, -5, 9. Oh, so outside. Let's test them for good reaction fire. The standard screening process. Stick them in front of an enemy and see if they die. He didn't yet. There we go. Obviously, he's got decent reaction fire. Anyway, hold on, I'll send them back a bit. So, I will see you next time. So, yeah, see ya.